Hi guys, welcome back to the workshop, and in this video we're looking at our old Boomerang Trainer. Now before we go much further, I need to apologise in advance for the random noises that are going to be coming from that direction when the printer's going. It makes some right old squeaks and noises, doesn't it, when it's printing. At the minute it's not too bad, but it could well have a moment where it starts squeaking all the time, so apologies for that. So, Boomerang Trainer. We've had this
forever,
a long time, but in reality it hasn't done that much flying, has it?
No, not at all. Because we had it when I was still on the trainer, but I didn't use this one to learn to fly. I used the other one.
Yeah, this is our second one we've had. The first one you got a lot of flying out of, didn't you?
A lot.
And I think I bought this one as a backup
For when I crashed it.
for when you crash it, so you should keep on flying, but then you didn't really crash after that. Not where you needed another trainer anyway. Currently this model's got an Evolution GX10 petrol. So this is the Mark 1 or the early version, and I hate it. This is the second one I've got, and probably the better running out of the two. When I got the first one, I had lots of issues with it running, to a point where I had to actually send the whole thing back to whoever the distributor was at the time.
I've got no idea.
Horizon Hobby, when they were in the UK. I had to send it back to whoever the distributor was, and they said, oh, it's the CDI unit. Changed that. Ran a lot better, but still didn't run great. But it ran well enough to be in the Acura lot, and I got like a season's flying out of it. I don't know why I bought the second one. To this day I still don't know why I bought the second one, but I bought the second one. It wasn't because it was on special offer or anything like that, because I'd have questioned why it was on special offer.
Yeah.
But anyway, this is the second one, and this one actually runs better than the first one. Because these are the Mark 1s, they haven't got the pumped carb, it's the regulated carb, so it still needs exhaust pressure to pressurise the tank to bring fuel up to the carb, and then there's a regulator in the carb to control how much fuel goes into it. Anyway, long story short, that engine's coming out, and this model's getting an overhaul, should we call it that? Yeah. It's not even a refurb, we're basically just going to get it flight ready again. The first thing we've got to do to it, I don't know how well you'll be able to see, is give it a damn good cleaning. Give it a damn good cleaning, because it's been hung up there for God knows how many years. Have we actually flown it here?
Yes.
We have flown it here.
It's got our operated ID and a Spectrum receiver.
Yeah. So the first thing we do is get it cleaned down, and then give it a good looking over to see what we need to do to make it flight ready. Right, so we've given everything a bit of a clean down. We can probably give it more of a clean down once we've got the engine out, etc. The wing, on quick look at it there just now, the only little thing we found is a little split in the covering, which we could probably, as Ewan said, get away with just putting a sticker on it. It's not even worth trying to patch the covering. As long as the aileron servo is fine, the wing is good to go, so we could probably get that out of the way somewhere. So we've got more of a bench. Yeah? What are you doing?
Just having a flick because it wiggled.
Right, so while Ewan was doing that bit of cleaning down, I was just having a general look over the inside to try and figure out what we've got to do. So it's all fairly standard in here for a bog standard 40 size trainer. There's no reason why the receiver won't be good. That's the ignition for the current engine and fuel tank. They're both going to be coming out, and then the new tank will sit somewhere here. The biggest problem just now is down there is a 2S lithium battery, which is built into what is quite a substantial box. It did have a little piece of balsa or ply across the front of it to stop it flying forwards, but that is in there solid. So what we're probably have to do is cut the top of the box off to free up the battery to get it out, because we're not going to need the weight that far back with the other engine that's going in. So we're going to try and get that out. We're going to get the regulator out, because obviously 2S doesn't really play well with just standard servos. And then we've got to get the engine out. So it's just going to be a strip down job, I think, just now. So we've just managed to extract the battery. It's a bit flat, I reckon.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to bother trying to see what that's reading. We're just going to skip that.
Yeah.
Make sure it is fully discharged, then put it in the battery bin. Obviously there is a bit of capital damage to the box, but I'm not worried about that box. That's probably not going to be used again. Unless we need the battery down that way, we'll make something else to go in there. I'd like to try and keep that switch there.
That's a good switch.
Well, it's another hole we'll have to fill up if we move it. Yeah. I've taken the prop and spinner off, so really now we're going to be looking at stripping everything out this front end, if we can. Yeah. I don't seem so happy about it. Right, so we're going to try and keep on taking stuff out. Right, so we've made some progress. Battery's out. Actually, you do this.
What, batteries are
No, filming me. Okay, so we've made a little bit of progress. Battery's out. It is a nanotech, or as a lot of people call them, nanopuffs, and this has got a date on it I saw somewhere of March 15, so that is over 10 years old now. It is a bit puffy, which is why I think it was tight in that box. But out of curiosity, bear in mind this hasn't flown for God knows how long. It's still got 77% charge, and it's pretty well balanced as well. Now I'm not going to use it, so that is effectively for the scrap bin. Ignition's all out. We're going to take the regulator off that, which is just a connection there. Fuel tank is out, which has still got some remnants of oil in it. What else is out? Tank's all out. So the engine's out, which again was just 4 bolts to take it out. If anybody wants to make me a sensible offer on the engine, it does run, it's just I don't like it. Put it in the comments, send me a message, let me know. So the engine we're going to be putting into it is this SC52 4-stroke. Looking at it, I don't think we're going to need to do much modification to get it to work. The only thing I can see straight away is the throttle linkage, which should be fairly easy to work out with a piece of wire. In fact, I know I'm going to do it already. So yeah, we're not going to fit the engine right now because I want to go over the whole airframe and tart it up, clean it up properly. We've got, I know certainly underneath here, like this seam, I don't know how we'll be able to see it on camera, but that needs some love, shall we say.
Even right here as well. You can see it a bit better there.
This hole needs something stuck on it. And once we've done that, I want to check all the servos work. Simply because there's no point using them if they're not going to work. No, if they're sticky, if they've got like a black a dead spot, which if they've been sat in one position, they might do. And as they're not expensive servos anyway, I wouldn't be surprised if they're dead. So, yeah, we're going to carry on. Not quite sure what we're going to do now. Probably the cleaning down, balsa locking. While the balsa locking's drying, possibly have a cup of tea, come back out, get the ironing done. The hole's covered up. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll do that. Right, so that's Ewan just got the, what are we going to call it, balsa lock?
Balsa locking done.
On the straggly bits of covering. Time for a cup of tea?
Yeah. It's a good.
So we've had a rather long cup of tea.
Yeah.
Huh? The balsa lock that we put on isn't fully dried yet, or fully cured, ready for ironing.
That's what I'm saying.
So while we're waiting for that to dry, you can probably hear I've got the heater on in the background. As a by the by, if you're wondering how we do heat this place, I've got several videos on that heater over there. You can go and check it out if you want. We are apparently, according to this in here just now, 23 degrees. I think it's pretty warmer than that, but it's warm enough. Anyway, so while we're waiting to be able to get the ironing done, we're going to connect up a battery, check all the servos, make sure it all works, make sure the switch works so we don't have to replace that. The only one, we can make sure the servo works, but we're not obviously going to be able to get the elevator, the throttle set up, because obviously it's not connected to anything yet. But we should be able to check everything else, including the wing. As yet, we haven't found any damage that we need to fix that I'm aware of. You've used to know. So it should be a case, really, of getting an engine in, getting a tank in for said engine, which we might have to see what tanks we've got. Anything? Oh, has that light come on? Okay, well, let's try a different battery for a start. So it's doing something. So what was
I don't think it's turn the switch on.
Okay, cycle the switch again. Yeah, okay, so elevator servo's working. Rudder servo's working. Rudder nose leg looks like it's on the wonk.
Yeah, that's fine.
Right, so let's get the wing and try and move the transmitter case so don't trip over that. And we'll see about getting the wing plugged in. Make sure that works, and then we're kind of halfway there, really. If things are still working. Sorry?
There's nothing really to do otherwise.
Well, once we've done this, we can still get the engine fitted if we wanted to.
Yeah. Some other bits.
Yeah, that should be plenty. That should work well enough. So what it's going to be anyway, it's going to be a trainer, stroke sports model for us to faff around with.
/practice.
Yeah, you know, just practicing spot landings or whatever. So yeah, that's all working nicely. Everything's still centering nicely, which is good. Right, so I think the next thing we'd do, well, I might as well see about getting the engine looked at, the throttle linkage looked at, because we're going to have to do the throttle linkage as we fit the engine. Because what I was saying, you might not be able to see very well, but where the carb is on the throttle arm, this push rod isn't going to work, so I need to actually do like a U-bend and come back on itself to make it work. So I need to find a piece of wire, a couple of dead bends, and get that in as we try and get the engine fitted. Yeah? Right. Get on with it. Right, so we've managed to get the engine in. Mostly Ewan doing the engine. It is in using the existing holes in the mount, so you haven't had to do anything. The push rod is a bit unusual, but it's going to work. We're just getting the servo end put in, so we can then set up the throttle servo travels. Somewhere down here there's a tank that we can plumb up, and get in. It's just about done. I say just we've got to balance it and everything like that, but
the battery somewhere in there, it'll probably balance.
yeah, there's a bit more to it than that, Ewan, I think, but yeah, it's not going to be far off. Right, let's check the throttle movements and centres and everything, and then we'll see about getting the tank in. Right guys, we have come to an abrupt halt. The model itself is fine as far as we got. Went to set up the endpoints and centres and everything on the throttle linkage, which shouldn't be that far out. Went to reset the endpoints on the transmitter, and Ewan went to check that the throttle trim was in the middle. And we've got a little issue. I don't know how well you'll be able to see, but it goes that way, clicks, but that way it's just nothing. So I suspect this is going to be so this has been filmed on a Sunday. Tomorrow morning, Monday, amongst everything else I've got to do, I have to phone Logic RC and see what the story is with getting this repaired, which means, as I've just said to you, everything on that transmitter, we have to send it away. It's going to be unflyable. It also means I might not be able to get it away before I go away to work. Yeah, so I don't even know if it's worth trying to set it up onto your transmitter for just now, because we're not going to fly it as such until I come back. Yeah. Huh?
Wait till you're back and set it up on the transmitter.
Or if it comes to it, if it's going to be ages to get that fixed, set up on your transmitter.
Yeah. Let's see what they say about this first.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know how long this video is just now, but we're at a good stage for the model. It's not that far away from being ready. But I think for now we'll call it a day, because that's kind of annoyed me.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of glad it's happened now. So yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed this sort of content. Let us know below what you think. If you have liked it, give us a thumbs up. If you're not already, consider subscribing. And until next time, when hopefully we've got a fixed transmitter and we can get on with this model, we'll see you again soon.
Bye.